Once upon a time, two children met in kindergarten and wished someday they could own a business together. Their wish came true, and that was the beginning of the fairy tale.
Well, thank you all for coming. I'm David Kravitz, and
I'm Eileen Spitalny, and we own Fairytale Brownies together.
David and Eileen have been lifelong friends.
we thought we'd make a good team. So we went to college. We both got corporate jobs for about 4 or 5 years.
We kept our day jobs the first year, and we went to a catering kitchen at night, and it was David, myself, and my husband, Mike, and the three of us who had no idea what we were doing, we would go and bake.
The food they chose to make was brownies.
Chocolate is a good thing, and brownies are kind of remind everybody of their childhood, so I think it's kind of a nice product that we've introduced, but I think we had no idea that we were going to create such a aura kind of around our brownie.
The fact they called them fairytale brownies only added to their mystique.
So when you look at brownie in the dictionary, definition 1 is the square piece of chocolate cake, but definition 2 is the small helpful elf that helps in the middle of the night.
In 1992, they started their business in a kitchen of their own. They were equipped with a secret weapon, the brownie recipe David's mother started using over 40 years ago.
So you guys know what goes in brownies? What kind of ingredients? Chocolate, butter. She's got chocolate and butter pouring out of that. You see that, like Willy Wonka's chocolate river?
It sounds like any typical brownie recipe, only David and Eileen chose to use the best of everything, like the chocolate.
We tested chocolates from all over the world, and we are convinced that Belgium makes the best dark chocolate.
They make sure to use the finest cake flour that's always sifted and that the eggs are top quality.
We used to crack every egg by hand, but we found that we get a little shells here and there, so when the volume went up, we started buying pre-cracked eggs, but they're all fresh. The next step here is to add sugar. The chocolate that we use is unsweetened chocolate. It's very bitter by itself, so we need to add sugar.
And because we're a kosher kitchen, too, it's good to use the already cracked eggs so that we have the most pristine, starting with the most pristine product possible.
The rest of the ingredients are standard, like baking powder and salt.
Here she goes.
When the batter is finished, it's poured into trays.
So this is the original batter.
They make 12 flavors in all.
Original chocolate chip, walnut, toffee crunch, peanut butter, pecan, espresso, mint chocolate, raspberry swirl.
Say white chocolate.
White chocolate chunk.
Amaretto.
Amaretto.
And caramel.
Let's go. Okay, we're adding the walnuts, so this will be a walnut brownie. We make sure there's nuts in every little piece of chocolate because these get cut into our 3-inch squares.
Then it's off to the oven, which rotates the brownies for even baking. After they're completely cooled, they're cut and packaged.
The slow time of year, which is January through September, we make about 18,000 brownies every other day, and during the holidays, it's about 23,000 brownies every day. This holiday season, we'll be baking and shipping 1.8 million brownies.
When David and Eileen started out, they never dreamed they would be so successful.
David and I think have always thought we were going to do the best we could, and it was going to be the best brownie in the world.
To make sure of that, they regularly conduct blind taste tests.
Wow, that's a lot of peanut butter.
It's really creamy and smooth. I like it.
But the true test comes from their customers.
These are the edges of the trays. We trim those away. Every brownie that you buy is a center cut.
Very chocolatey and amazing brownie.
It's soft and mushy and gooey in the bottom and nice and kind of crispy on top.
Not too sweet, but just a lovely chocolate flavor. Just yummy.
Do you eat brownies? Yes? Will you try? What do you think?
David and Eileen's wish did come true. And although they've grown up, they still managed to keep the kid in them very much alive.
In the wee hours of night,
the fairytale brownie gleams with delight.
With his magic spoon in hand,
he creates the greatest brownies in all of fairyland.
And that's the great thing about fairy tales. They always have a happy ending.
And that's the truth.